Okay, I want to walk through some examples to help you out with the time value of money calculations. This is just the Excel spreadsheet that I put in lessons for Angel. But what I'm going to do, explain a little bit more detail, kind of visually you can see, and I'll explain some of the things that I'm doing here. Actually, to add these additional functions, one way to do that if you have 2007 is you have to go up to this little icon here. You click on the Office button, go to Excel options, and then under add-ins you want to click on that, and down below it's going to say manage Excel add-ins. You have to hit go, and you want to make sure at least one of these analysis tool packs is checked. And if you hit OK, it's going to process for a little bit, and after that those additional features on the FX will be added. So I'm just going to cancel out here because I already have them in here. But like if I go into this f of x and then look under financial, you can see I have a whole bunch of them now. But just for the course that you are taking, most of them, the basic ones like payment, future value, net present value, and all those will be in the regular financial. So I'm going to cancel out of this a little bit. Okay, well, let's look at the first example. This is on page 28, future value. In future value is I put some dollar amount in the account. It's compounded at either an annual rate or monthly rate, etc. How much will I have in the future? So if I look at this one, I'm going to just highlight it. The f of x. What I put in here is I said, well, the interest rate is 5%. The number of periods was 3 years. There was no money added to the account. Well, that's kind of an important thing to remember. A payment just means you're adding money to an account at the beginning of a time period at the end. Since the type is blank here, that would mean it comes to the end, but there's no payment added here. And the present value is negative 100. So we're investing $100 and will receive a positive $115.76 in the future. So think about it, you're writing a check. It's a negative cash flow for you, but you'll receive a positive $115.76 in 3 years from now. So I'm just going to hit OK there. We go back to the present value. Present value, think about what is something worth to me today. So if I look at this one and hit f of x here, I said that if I get 115.76 in the future at 5% compounded annually for 3 years, the payment is 0, and you can leave it blank if you want. It's saying that it's worth $99.99 today, or equivalent to $100. So that's an example of a present value problem. Rate is the rate of return on an investment on an annualized basis. If I click on this example of page 34, I go back up to the f of x, I see that the number of periods was 10 years. I invested $100, that's the negative 100 cash flow, and then I have a future value of $150. So we have a rate of return on an annualized basis about 4.13 or 4.14%. So I'm going to hit OK there. If I look at number of periods, example on page 35, number of periods is how long does it take to, say, pay off a loan, or how long does it take till I receive a future dollar amount. So I'm going to click on that one, hit the f of x. If I look here at the interest rate of 0.045, there's no money added to the account, but I invested here, it looks like $500,000, and I have $1 million in the future. At that rate of 4.5%, it's going to take me almost 15.74 years to get that $1 million. Hit OK on that one. All right, payment. Example on page 53 here. I click on this one. I'm probably even going to format the cell a little bit there to kind of lessen the amount of the zeros. Oh, go the other way here. So there we go. So it says if I click on the f of x here, okay, the interest rate was 6%. This was for 5 years. And again, the idea that the present value was 1, 2, 3, looks like 100,000. It's saying that in this case, if I had a payment of $23,739.64 or $23,739.64 for 5 years at 6%, that would give me the present value of $100,000. So it kind of think of it, from the perspective of how much, like an annuity. It's a regular payment. I'm going to get this dollar amount in each time period. Hit OK there. And then finally, just a car loan example. If I'm thinking about buying a $50,000 Lexus, an annual loan rate of 7%. No, the interest rate is divided by 12 because it's not that they charge you this rate every month. They're going to take the rate and divide it by the number of months. So let's look at this one. And if I hit the f of x, and if I see the rate was 7%, but again, we're going to divide that by 12. If it's 5 years, it's 5 times 12 or 60. And I get a positive present value of 50,000. Even though I'm going to turn right around and use the money to give it to buy the car, it's a positive cash flow for me. So it's saying I will have to make even payments of $990.05 or 6 cents a month for the next 60 periods, 5 years, in order to pay off that Lexus. And that gives you some at least audio and visual of how to do financial calculations in Excel. And that will end our little lesson here. So I'm going to go out of here and stop the recording.